of that like button. Light it up, beat it up, tear that like button up for Steel City Live. I'm your host, Jason. As always, we are here on Mic Drop Sports. What's up, Miss P? What's up, Sean? DJ Thomas. What is up, everybody? How are we, my friends? Let me do something here. I need to put the phone on Do Not Disturb because we will get messed up if we don't. All right, there we go. That is done. We are here. We are going in. How is everybody? Anger, what's up? Nick Steelers, what's up? Daniel Berry Sports Highlights, what is up? I'm going to bring up some things here on the computer. But in the meantime, again, make sure we're smashing the shit out of that like button. Make sure we are sending the show out into the YouTube algorithm by sharing the show, all that good shit, as we are rocking and rolling here. I wanted to make sure that I had the playoff game up there. You have Kansas City leading the Houston Texans right now at halftime, 13-6. And I told you guys, I feel like the Chiefs might be in a little bit of trouble, and I know nobody wants to believe me. But right now, 13-6, they have not played well thus far compared to what people expect. And I could tell you that this might not be a three-peat. Guys, it's too hard. He can do it. Pat Mahomes can do it. This Kansas City Chiefs, Andy Reid led team can definitely do it, but it is extremely, extremely difficult, my friends, to three-peat, let alone three-peat, to do it twice. What they did, and I don't think people realize how magical it is what the Kansas City Chiefs were able to do when they won back-to-back titles and going for this three-peat. I think people might minimize it a little bit. It is a task that is so daunting, so incredible to achieve, winning back-to-back Super Bowls, that it's absolutely amazing, and it's just something that should be definitely celebrated for sure. Go Houston from Sean. Imagine in the AFC Championship game somewhere other than KC. I would like that, man. I'm sick of seeing it in KC. Downtown John Broadway. Good first half for Texas in pressuring Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, man. I'm hoping that does work out downtown. Hold on, man. I wanted to bring up this and make sure. Let's go Steelers from DJ Thomas. Steelers need to treat this offseason like it's an AFC Championship game, then turn over every stone except change. Mike needs to shit or get off the pod. Absolutely, man. People have been beating me up, man. I've gotten nasty emails. I've gotten all types of shit because you can contact us, micdropsports@yahoo.com. You can go onto Facebook and like our Facebook page that we're trying to build over there. You can send me messages that way. I check them periodically. You can also go over, like us on X. You could go ahead, again, send us emails, all that stuff here. Put messages in the chat. But I've been getting beat up through some private messages, man, talking about Mike Tomlin, the Steelers, and what I've been saying about Mike Tomlin. And I've taken a little heat for it, but I'm going to stand behind it, man. I'm not going to back down from it. Again, I think he should be fired. The news on the street is that the Steelers turned down the Chicago Bears offering substantial compensation, supposedly, for Mike Tomlin, but that was nixed by the football team. And I'm not sure that I would have did that. I think it would have been something that I would have definitely had to think of. It would have been something that I'd had to have talks with Mike about. And, really got honest and really became truthful with one another. Mike, his representation, Steelers, Omar, the ownership group, the Rooneys, and really dive into what is expected, what has been expected, and what hasn't been accomplished. And I really would have probably considered getting rid of him. And if Mike wouldn't have wanted to go, I just simply fired him. And I understand you have to pay him a boatload of money if you fire him, to the tune of probably about $30 million, I would say right now. I would do it, $40 million, $45 million maybe. I would do it. They have the money. There's no excuse for it. The Steelers have money coming out their asshole. They have the money to do it. They choose not to spend a lot of the time. But I definitely would have did it. I would have said, Mike, here's your package. See you bye. Go talk sports on CBS or Fox, wherever you may want to go, or go coach another team. I don't know. I would have got rid of him. It's absolutely ridiculous. And, the rumors of George Pickens being late were confirmed by a reporter that was there at the facility. I'm not sure the name. This was talked about, that George was running in late. One of the PR people were out there. They shuffled him in. He went from the parking lot directly out onto the football field. And you wonder why that's a problem. Some people said that we were making a big deal out of it and that it shouldn't have been a big deal. Well, folks, when you have a hamstring injury like George Pickens possessed at that time leading up to up to the snap, you're using that time to figure out whether or not that player is going to be available or not, because they test that pregame. They test it significantly. A significant amount of time prior to the snap. They have to give their active roster 90 minutes before kickoff, and the Steelers were kind of pinned into the corner there with that. I'm sorry. I just feel like that was absolute ridiculousness. And those aren't the only stories. It's not just George Pickens. Again, you've had many players, A.B., Le'Veon Bell, so many players that have just been out of sorts under the tutelage of Michael Tomlin. I think that there's a real problem. And again, I feel like the Steelers haven't had a real plan. I wanted to talk about that today. The Steelers haven't had a real plan since Ben Roethlisberger was gone, since before Ben Roethlisberger retired. The Steelers haven't had a plan. The Steelers' plan used to be simple, my friends. Draft the best player available regardless of position. However, what have they been doing with their first-round picks a lot of the time? They've been drafting out of need, out of necessity, and that gets you in trouble, man. When you're trying to build this roster, you're trying to build any NFL roster, if you stray from any other plan other than best player available, you're asking for trouble. You're trying to grab and trying to reach for players, and it makes things horrible after time goes on and this roster starts to come together. It's not good. It's not good, and the Steelers have strayed from that, my friends. And that focus has went away. That focus has now become reaching for players. They could have done this back in the day with just, again, simply best player available regardless of position. I don't care if you have a position or that player, a great player on that roster already filling that position. Who gives a shit? You want to collect that talent, man. And high character guys. You don't want to reach for people. And they've just had no real philosophy, no real game plan, nothing to speak of in terms of a path, a direction, a plan. And that's where the Steelers have gotten in trouble, guys. Mike has just really not been what the Steelers are really all about, what they've really built over all these years. He's not about that kind of life. He is about Mike's way or no way, period, and his way doesn't work. Let's keep going here. We did downtown Inger. Man, the roughing the passer call was bullshit. I haven't watched it all. I've been studying for a test that I need to do for work. So I haven't been watching it all, just bits and pieces. Anyone but the Ravens from Matt Burton, Kamala, and at Diddy's parties. Don't worry about the haters. I got your back. Oh, thanks, Kamala at Diddy parties. That's a good name. Dirty Davis, hashtag hire Jason A. Freaking men. Dirty Davis, appreciate it. Robert Road in the house. Tomlin is who he is. A leopard doesn't change his spots. He isn't going to change. Absolutely. And I thought for sure, I thought for sure this 2024 season was going to be the time that Mike Tomlin figures it out and changes and shows something different. And I was wrong, and I'll never be sucked into that ever again. I thought the way the roster was being built, the way they were trying to navigate the offseason, that perhaps maybe that they were going to get some change in there. But it was same old every single damn week, man, with no change, even knowing the problems. The problems are smacking them right in their face, right in their grill, man, and they were not able to fix it. Is that ego or is that just stupidity? Because it has to be one of the two. When you know the problems, you can see, everybody in the world can see the problems right in front of your face, and you continually do the same thing. There's only two reasons that could be continuing. That is, one, stupidity. You're just that damn dumb. Or two, your ego is so big you can't fit it through a window pane. You can't fit it through the window of your house. That's how big the ego is. You can't fit it through a doggy door. Those are the only two explanations, guys. And anything else that you're thinking is wrong. And I'm telling you, and I don't want to be right about this. I want to be wrong, but I'm not. Many of you are not. It's the truth. And you look at the playoffs marching on. You look at how good teams are finding ways to win. You look at how good teams prepare their roster, how good teams approach and attack each week of the NFL season. And the Steelers don't do any of those things, guys. Not one bit. Not even a little bit. All right, guys, we're about 11 minutes into your favorite show. That's right here on Steel City Live, only on Mic Drop Sports. I'm your host, Jason. As always, my friends, I need you to double tap the shit out of that screen. Send us out into that YouTube algorithm here on a Thursday, a Saturday, playoff Saturday here. And we are talking Steelers. We are talking NFL, talking playoffs, just having great conversation. And if you're not subscribed, I don't know what the hell you are waiting for. This is the place to be each and every single day for our live shows. Don't forget, during the week, we are starting Afternoon Blitz. So we will have on 3 days a week. I decided that's what it's going to be. 3 days a week during the weekdays. We are going to have the Afternoon Blitz. So 3 out of the 5 days during the weekdays, we will have 2 live streams. And that is to give more opportunity to our loyal community here on YouTube to be able to catch some live shows. Doug P. said all these teams would love to have him, but only one team even showed interest. Absolutely, Doug. You said it so perfectly there. Everybody wants to act like every team in the NFL would kill to have Mike Tomlin. Every team is going to beat down the Steelers' door for it. But one team, one of the shittiest teams, showed interest. Just saying. And guys, if there was any team that had interest, you would have heard about it, man. People leak shit all the time. People leak shit all the time. You would have heard about it, man. Mediocre Mike, Dirty Davis, that was from Matt. Dirty Davis, yeah, trade Tomlin to the Bears. They can get something for him. And yeah, at this point, I don't know who would want him. But guys, I'm not saying, again, I think people are taking me the wrong way, and that's why I'm getting the nasty emails. That's why I'm getting the hateful comments about it. I think people are taking me the wrong way. I don't know Mike Tomlin personally, guys. I keep saying this to you. I'm not attacking his person. I'm not attacking his personal self. I'm attacking his ability to coach football at the highest level. I'm attacking his ability to drop his ego, or his inability, rather, to drop the ego. There's many things that I'm challenging with Mike Tomlin, but I'm not getting personal with him, man. And, you know, those of you that are sending those emails, you can give it up. I ain't even going to reply to them. So just let it go. TKC, the show goes. Steelers, Sean says, Tomlin cannot get this team fired up to win a championship. The standard is the standard. Yeah, and if this is what the standard is, it's shitty, man. And it seems that this team isn't fired up because you've heard players talk about them not being fired up. You've heard players that are disgruntled in that locker room, supposedly in a Mike Tomlin environment that every player would kill to be in. Why do you hear these stories? Why do you hear all these things that are coming out? And this is just the tip of the iceberg. The season isn't even over yet. The playoffs haven't even concluded yet. And you're starting to hear these stories. Imagine when podcast season hits off and all these players are on all these podcasts. All these players are doing massive amounts of media and interviews, and they are going to run their freaking mouth. Imagine the stories that are going to come out. Imagine the crazy stories that are going to come out about the craziness of the Pittsburgh Steelers locker room. I could see it now, guys. I'm predicting some major bombshell news to drop within the next month concerning the Steelers locker room. That's just my thoughts. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's keep going. Ian Grove, I'm not subscribed because the Eagles are... Well, you can subscribe, Ian. It's okay. We accept every fan from every team. So you can hit that subscribe button if you know what's good for you. Hit it because this is the best conversation in town. Daniel Warman. Hey, Jason. What's up, Daniel? It seems that the general manager and the owner need to also have a big part of what happened over the last 8 years or so. Yeah, the Steelers, though, you have a new general manager in Omar Khan. You had Kevin Colbert. The ownership has to take some blame. Absolutely, Daniel. I agree with that. Kevin Colbert has to shoulder some blame in that. But again, guys, there's no general manager on the planet that could work with a head coach that has no direction, no plan, nothing in place that would give them an inkling of like what they need to be doing. Just saying, I want to control the clock, run the football, and smash it down people's throats, and play great defense. That's not enough, dude. That's not enough. Not in today's NFL, it's not enough. But they do shoulder some of the blame. They should shoulder some of the blame, Daniel. Welcome in Carlos Humberto Valdez. I'm a Steelers fan till the wheels fall off. Carlos, me too, man. Me too, my friend. Armin in the house. What's up, Armin? Hello to everyone and to the host of the show. Thank you, Armin. Well wishes to you, my friend. Good to see you again. Jacob Poole, we need a full reset. Steelers culture is gone. It is gone, guys. And again, I told you what is showing you that this culture is gone. What is telling us that this culture is gone? It's simply just by the way they draft. Think about that. They are reaching for players. They are drafting out of need. They are drafting out of necessity. They are not drafting the best player available, regardless of position, anymore. And that hurts rosters. And I don't know why that teams can't catch on to that. Some teams do. I'm not sure why a lot of teams can't catch on to that simple philosophy. It's a KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. Best players in front of you, you take them. That breeds major success. I'm telling you. You got to do it that way. Yes, you got to judge the character because I feel like that's the most important thing. But the best player that is on the board that you have ranked the absolute highest on your board has to be the player you select regardless of position. Why? Because it keeps the cupboard full. It keeps the talent pool full. It keeps positions having superstar players that they don't do that anymore. They don't do that right now. All right, guys, I need you to hit the like button. About 8 more of you. Get us up to 30 here before the first 20 minutes of the show here. Let's get ourselves up to 30 and our pursuit to 100 likes as always, each and every single day. It's absolutely free to hit that like button, so please go ahead, smash it for me. I would truly appreciate it, and if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. When we have over 100 concurrent viewers, we want to light that like button up for sure. Daniel James, what's up, Jay? I'm so glad someone is telling the truth about Mike Tomlin. I try, Daniel. I try, and I'm not going to waver from it. Again, I get a lot of flack from it, guys. I'm telling you. My email box, my inbox is full of people that send me bullshit emails talking about, I dare I say these things. I should watch my mouth, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, wow. You've just reiterated something to me that I've known for quite some time, that we live in a society full of very soft people, man. People that cannot take constructive criticism, people that cannot handle being told they're doing something wrong, people that just cannot handle anything that doesn't resemble them getting exactly what they want, hearing exactly what they want. Why do you think all these people get rich off of a lot of people that are coming into this chat? Why? I know why. They put out clickbait because they're telling you what you want to hear. It has no meaning to it. It has no basis behind it. It has nothing behind it. But they'll put it out there for you guys because we'll click it and they'll make money off of it, and they're telling you what you want to hear. They play the society to a T, my friends. It is awesome how they do it because they churn and burn some money. I'm not willing to do that. I'm not willing to sacrifice my authenticity for the sake of clicks. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to stay true, man. Jacob Poole, I think Pickens is going to be gone. I do too, Jacob. I really, really do. Dirty Davis, Tomlin is too conservative. He's a dinosaur. Can't win in today's NFL with him. Absolutely not. Mr. Malone, ban him. I don't know who you're talking about. Anthony Anderson, do you think George Pickens will stay? And if so, do you think he is the best offensive weapon we have? I don't think he'll stay, Anthony, but I do think he is the best offensive weapon that we have with the Pittsburgh Steelers right now. But do I think that he is the best teammate, the best fit for the Pittsburgh Steelers? The answer would be no to that also. I don't think he'll stay. Why? Because I think the Steelers are going to be trading him off. He isn't going to have a choice whether he's going to stay or not. I don't think the Steelers are willing to sacrifice a top-shelf wide receiver dollar and contract figure to George Pickens, who's not been able to stay and keep his nose clean during his rookie contract. That's a telltale sign that you don't sign somebody back, no matter how good they are. You can't allow some of these players to contaminate and to breed a culture into your locker room that's one in which you don't want to have. And that's the issue. But again, he's the best weapon we have, but he is only the best weapon when he goes out there and he runs 100%, when he gives every snap 100%, which is very rare. And again, guys, I point out that play against the Kansas City Chiefs, and that should have been enough for you as a Steelers fan. Any of you people out there that are supporting George Pickens, that play against the Kansas City Chiefs where Russ threw an interception trying to get the ball to Pat Freiermuth was absolutely placed on a freaking dime. It was a perfectly placed pass. It couldn't have been anywhere else. It couldn't have been better. But you know why that ball was picked off? Because George Pickens ran half-ass off the line. He got tangled up in press man coverage with the first player that was guarding him, with the guy that was giving him that man-to-man off the gate. The safety was behind. As soon as he seen George give up on the play, he knew it wasn't coming to him, and he went back, man. And those guys are so damn fast, they can recover quickly, and he was right there for the pass. He knew exactly where it was going to be when he seen George give up on the play. That's a George Pickens problem. That wasn't a Russell Wilson problem. Everybody wanted to say, he can't throw over the middle. That was a dot. That was a dime piece, my friends. That was a good pass. That was a George Pickens problem. And I could go through the all 22 from all season if I really wanted to try, and I could probably come up with 10, 12, 15 different plays that there was a catastrophic outcome to the play that George was involved going half-ass. I can almost guarantee it. And I know a couple more off the top of my head. Zah says, Omar Khan did a great job. He is a blessing to the Steelers. I feel like he should start getting people now if possible instead of waiting till last minute. Yeah, you got certain restrictions, you know what I mean? You have to pick up people in certain areas. Free agency starts at certain time. It's a process. And I'm sure they're actually talking to people and trying to figure things out. I would hope. But again, they have no real clear-cut plan, Zah. And that's what's plaguing the Steelers, man. I'm telling you guys. And nobody wants to believe me. You have a cancerous head coach that is destroying this franchise from the inside out. And you have a coach that has no real game plan, no real plan in place. And the general manager, no matter who they draft, possibly isn't going to work. And that's the reality in which you live right now. Sorry. Taylor Whittier, from what I was reading, I think he needs to let the Twins go a bit and let his coordinators be coordinators. Can't beat the Chiefs without scoring at least 28. I agree, Taylor. You don't bring coordinators in if you're not going to allow them to coordinate. I mean, it's, again, and everybody says, oh, that was on Arthur Smith. Guys, the offense has looked the exact same clean back through Randy Fichtner. It's looked the exact same. That was even with a Hall of Fame quarterback at the end of his career. I'm just saying. It was a little bit more exotic with Ben, but Ben probably changed a lot of that shit on his own. But this offense has looked the same for 7-8 years straight without change. How can we continually just say fire coordinators? There's one person that's right there that's been involved in every single one of them. You're telling me that during the interview process, he didn't come in and say, Arthur, I don't know if you've watched our tape here from the Pittsburgh Steelers before you came in here and interviewed from the last 100 years, and our offense has been just absolutely dreadful. I don't want to do that, Arthur. Are you going to do that same thing? Because if so, I'm not going to hire you. You would have thought he would have had that conversation, wouldn't you? I mean, many of us would have thought that would have been the conversation to have. T-Man, the media will farm Pickens drama at the last decade of Kevin Colbert as GM need to be looked at. Hope Omar is better. Yeah, Colbert did bad. Absolutely. I don't think it wasn't the last decade. I think that's a little bit far of a reach. But it wasn't good. The last part of Kevin's career wasn't good. And I'm sure he understands that. Pickens drama doesn't need to be farmed. Pickens drama just flies out right in front of your face. It's easy. It's easy to find Pickens drama. You don't have to look far for it. No, I like Taylor. When you said twins, that was better because I thought you were talking about cojones. I thought it was better than Reigns. I liked it. So good comment, bro. Good comment. Doug P. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers. Where's the fight? Never thought I'd hear that in my life. Absolutely not. They have nothing. They're sad. They're stale. They're plain. They're under a coach that sucks. Let me check that score again here to make sure, guys, just real quick, that we're not missing nothing in playoff action right now as the Houston Texans are squaring off against the Kansas City Chiefs. Oh, my friends, it's 13-12, third quarter, 3:28 remaining in the third quarter. The Houston Texans are down 1 point to the defending world champions, and they look like they got a shot to pull this one out. And remember, I told you, guys, I told you what was going to happen. Sean and I even told you the Steelers were going to lose the playoff game. We picked them too. We told you. This shit is just, I don't know. Some of it's really easy to see. Though the Chiefs are very good. They find ways to win. That's why they're champions. Downtown John Broadway, sit Tomlin down and advise him that it's enough of these numbers, enough of how these last 10 years. Absolutely. And that's a Rooney problem. That's a Rooney problem, guys. That's an absolute Rooney problem. How in the world do you not have that conversation? What, are you scared of the guy? I mean, you're paying him $14.5 million a year. You could probably say whatever the hell you want to say to him. I'm just saying. All right, guys, we need some more likes here. We're about 27 minutes into the show here on Steel City Live, only on Mic Drop Sports. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. But hitting that like button is absolutely free. We are always on a quest to hit 100 likes during our live stream. So, again, double tap that screen for me. I need 2 more to hit 30 real quick. So 2 of you smash that for me real fast. Again, hitting that like is easy. It's free. Also, there could be 3 little white dots up in the right-hand corner of your screen, which you could hit that, and that'll bring down the like box, and you could hit that. And if you're on PC, you know how to do it. Close the chat out and hit like. Let's keep going. Kamala at Diddy parties. I love the Steelers, but Mike is running us into the ground. Do you think another team picks Artie up? The DC, what's your feelings? I don't think anybody hires Arthur Smith as the next head coach of their franchise right now. I think after this season, I think Mike Tomlin and the Steelers have kind of tarnished any hope of that, just with the abysmal offense that they produced. And the DC for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Terrell Austin, doesn't call the defense. He's more of a figurehead. That's it. He's just a guy in name. He's not calling that defense. That's Mike Tomlin's defense, guys. Whether you want to believe it or not, that is Mike's baby. Kevin says, drafting and discipline. There's no control in the locker room. Absolutely, man. Mr. Malone, I think Pittsburgh's got to go 3-14. So then my time, we can get. Oh, you think he needs to go 3-14 to get fired? I think I'd fire him now. I'd fire him now. But yeah, I get you. Tony, look, not for nothing, but I swear the refs want to give this game to the Chiefs. You know how it is, man. People have been saying that all year. It's kind of wild, ain't it? I'm not usually that guy, but the calls are terrible, and it's 95-5 Texans getting the calls. Guys, it's at every level of sports, from youth sports through the NFL. It's in every single sport, football, baseball, basketball, soccer, whatever. You will have some of these referees that will do anything that they can possibly do to sway it. I'm telling you, I guarantee you, it's truth. Dirty Davis, refs always want Chiefs to win. Amen. Trade TJ Watt, that's from Devin. I think trading TJ Watt's not the correct way to go. I think trading George Pickens, trading Minka Fitzpatrick, trading Mike Tomlin, I think those are your trade options, to be honest, in my opinion. I think you could get some stuff for Minka. I think you can get some high-quality draft picks for George. I think you could get something good for Mike Tomlin if he'd agreed to it. I think those are your three real candidates. But the Steelers are going to have massive amounts of cap space. But if you're a player, especially an offensive player, what would you want to come to Pittsburgh for? And I don't want to hear, Devontae Adams said he wants to play for Mike Tomlin. I don't know, guys. If everybody wanted to play for Mike Tomlin so bad, why couldn't they ever bring anybody in of value? Asking for a friend. Just saying. Everybody doesn't want to play for Mike Tomlin. Every team doesn't want to have Mike Tomlin as their head coach. These things are just national media spun. I'm just letting you know. All right, guys, 8 more of you. Hit that like button for us here on Steel City Live. Let's keep going through the chat. Cedric G. Lamar figured out Steelers, and you all are losing your minds. I don't know about that, man. Lamar got to win a little bit more, man. Being a second contract guy and only defeating the Steelers 3 times, it's kind of troublesome. I wouldn't call that figuring it out. Nathaniel Manns, what do you think the Steelers are going to do with Najee Harris? They're going to let him walk, man. There's no way you pay a running back that averages less than 60 yards a game, that was drafted in the first round of the NFL draft, that they celebrate so much for 1,000-yard seasons that absolutely mean nothing. A guy that falls off the face of the planet when you need him the most, it feels like. And a guy that doesn't fit the scheme in which you run right now. Point blank, period. Real simple. It's a zone run scheme. Najee doesn't fit well in that. And also, Najee is quite annoying as he tries to be somebody he's not on a consistent basis. He's not Barry Sanders. He's not guys that can go out there and hurdle people, but yet he tries all the time. Run downhill. Be the big, powerful guy that you're supposed to be. Everybody wanted to call you the next Derrick Henry. He's not that dude. I let him walk. I can't justify paying a guy $10 million a year that can't even average 60 fucking yards a game. No way, bro. No way. On a team that runs the football 90% of the time. You got to run. Let that sink into your heads, my friends. You can blame the offensive line all you want. You can blame everything. You can blame everybody else, but Najee literally is on a team that runs probably more than anybody and still can't average 60 fucking yards a game. That's pathetic, guys. That's pathetic. Jacob Poole. Oh, hold on. I lost you, Jacob. Hold on, man. There we go. I like Tomlin. The consistency and structure is at least there. I just worry that we're going to hire a terrible replacement just like we do with coordinators. But honestly, if Tomlin was so great, we wouldn't be having this conversation. But the Steelers have seemed to do okay picking head coaches, They've only had 3, in 60, 70 years, whatever. So I'm not worried about that. I think they can find somebody. There's many people out there, man. I wouldn't worry about that. But, you're going to get a dud every once in a while. Tomlin's a dud, there is no consistency. There is no structure there. Jacob, I got to disagree with that. There is none. The structure isn't there, or the locker room wouldn't be in turmoil. You wouldn't have players coming out, talking to other players on other teams, telling them that there's major distractions, major distension inside of that locker room. They wouldn't just be saying that. You wouldn't have players acting out the way they do. And it's not just George, it's others. You wouldn't have all that if there was structure and consistency. You wouldn't have all that at all. Mike Tomlin is easily replaceable. I'm sorry, and I don't know why everybody's so scared. What's the worst that could happen? You lose in the first round of the playoffs? or you don't make the playoffs, you have that now. Mike don't make the playoffs every year. I'm just saying, guys, we have that now. One thing that is consistent is that he is an egomaniac and that he doesn't change. That's consistent. But I can't agree, Jacob, on that one, buddy. I really don't want him to leave. That's from Nathaniel. Oh, you're talking about Najee. You can get anybody to do what Najee does. Anybody. Any running back in the league can do what Najee does. I'm sorry. It's the truth. Except for Cordell Patterson, because I don't know what the fuck he got going on. Ganja King B. What's up, Steelers for life? I don't know you, but I'm subbed. Well, thank you, man. Glad you're subbed. Appreciate you. Sean says smash the like button for the best damn channel on YouTube. Thank you. I appreciate that, Sean. Thank you so much. Za Curry, Najee deserves a team with a good line. The Steelers are wasting his prime. I don't know if I can be down for that, man. I think that there was lanes. Jalen could get yards, and he got very minimal carries. For some odd reason, they didn't want to go with the best running back on the football team. They just wanted to go with the guy that Mike Tomlin had to be right about. That's Mike Tomlin's pick. Just saying. I think our current roster can really get things done. I don't think the Steelers had a bad roster. And Nathaniel, you make that comment right there. I think this roster can get things done. The current one. That then falls where, guys? It reiterates my point. Let's go Eagles from Jake. Tommy Ruff. Why are you talking about Steelers? They are eliminated. Because it's a fucking podcast, bro. Tommy, go somewhere else, bro. You don't got to be here, my friend. David, the Ravens are superior. Anthony Anderson, I love George Pickens, though, man. For real, he's great, and I feel like he can beat another Antonio Brown. I get what you're saying. Athletically, he's super gifted, Anthony, and I agree with that. No doubt about it. But mentally, football IQ-wise, things of that nature, I just don't think he's there. I think he is a problem. And why do you think he fell so far down where the Pittsburgh Steelers got him, guys? One, the knee injury that he had. But that's not all what it was about. He skipped workouts with teams. Like, he was very inconsistent through the draft process. The Steelers thought that, typical Steeler way, that they can fix anybody and everybody. And this is what you're getting. Yeah, we do talk. Tommy, we talk Steelers all year, dude. I talk other teams too, but I talk Steelers, baby, all year long, bro. You don't have to be here. Thank you, man. I appreciate you guys in the chat. Downtown John Broadway. For all yins who think that trading TJ Watt, no. Keep the leadership and toughness. And for what? Crazy devils, lettuce, smokers, Jays. Old Downtown, he ain't going to fail you with the good comment, baby. That's why we love old Downtown. Boswald, Gobble. Oh, almost said that. Yeah, they're going to get Yancey Thigpen signed. You almost got me to say your name, man. Good one, though. Good one. You almost got me. Joseph, trade Pickens to the Titans or the Patriots. Whoever's going to give you the most. We need to keep Watt, though. He is our beacon of hope. Yeah, but they got to use him correctly. He's got to be open to moving around. They totally wasted the 2024 year for TJ Watt. Saquon is amazing, Jake. Absolutely. Robert Road to Steelers. Last picked inside of the top 10 was when they drafted wide receiver Frank Lewis in 1971. The other rumored team that was interested in Tomlin was Jacksonville. The Jags pick at number 5 overall. I did not hear the Jags, man. I only heard one. I didn't hear that one, Robert. So that's interesting. I would take number 5 overall for Mike Tomlin. Definitely. Sadly, though, this isn't the quarterback draft class that you want to be just getting into the top 5 or just getting into the top 10. That's the scary thing. Maybe next year when Arch Manning's there, maybe that's when you trade Tomlin. Maybe we as Steeler fans literally put up with this stupidity, the clown show, one more year. That's what I think, guys. I think literally Steelers should hold on to Tomlin one more year. You'll still have him under contract, and then force his hand to want to be traded during that season. Get yourself the world's shittiest season. Tank that season, man. Get yourself the number 1 overall selection. Then trade Mike Tomlin off. Get yourself another top 5 pick, hopefully. Maybe. I'm just saying theoretically. This would be a badass if you could do it. Get yourself another, we'll just say top 10 pick. And then have the Steelers picking 1 or 2. And then another one inside of the top 10. Do you imagine? That'd be fucking sick, bro. That'd be sick. Steelers would have never got that shit. That'd be awesome. That might reset this franchise, man. It might. That might be what you need to do. All right, guys, we need some more likes on Steel City Live. It's free. Shit is easy, man. Shit is cheap. To hit that like button, guys. It helps creators make content. You want to have shows to watch. You want to have different things out there other than that national media clickbait bullshit. Listening to people like Joy Taylor on ESPN talking football and don't know her ass from a hole in the fucking ground. Yeah, don't hit the like button then. But if you want more creators to be out here busting their ass for you, double tap that screen, hit that like button, send us out into the algorithm. Again, we truly appreciate it. It's been an awesome response as of late here on Steel City Live, and we're going to continue to bust our ass for you guys, but you got to help out the channel too by hitting that like, hitting that share button, and just really helping out in a free way, an easy way to spread the word. Doug P., honestly, in my opinion, of course, but receivers are way overrated and are a dime a dozen in the upcoming draft. I agree, man. I think you can find people. Why not trade people that you can get value for, especially people that are locker room cancers? Dirty Davis. Receivers are not a dime a dozen. Look at the crap on our roster. No, I think there's a ton. He's referring to the draft that you could go out there and get another player. I think receivers are a dime a dozen if you're not looking for a superstar. If you're looking for good, serviceable guys that can make a real difference, down in, down out, chain movers, I think you can find those guys. And I think you can find them quite easily. But I think you got to take the blinders off if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers in some instances. If you got to spend some money, spend some damn money. They're going to have a ton of cap space. And that's why I say pursue Justin Fields, because I think that's going to be your only viable quarterback option that has any promise or any real hope to maybe possibly being able to be good if you load him up with a bunch of weapons. That's just my guess. That's just what I think they should do. AM, we got to fix this 1940s offense. Robert Road, Haley might have been difficult to deal with, but he was a damn good OC. I agree. Mark Malone, we saw a lot more rollouts with Smith. I'm not a fan of cutting the field in half, but with those quarterbacks, whatever. Yeah, it was difficult, no doubt. I just literally see the same offense, man. Maybe a little bit of different stuff with Arthur Smith, but conceptually, it's the same thing, very minimal on their pre-snap stuff, their movements, their motions, their checks, just very basic and vanilla in that aspect. And then I agree with Mark. You had limitations with the quarterback position, no doubt about it. I just think it continues to have that same basis behind it year in and year out, and I don't understand why. That's the part I don't get. That's the part I don't understand, especially when there's new people that are supposedly coordinating. More money does not improve your character. It only simplifies your character. Absolutely, Matt. I agree. Anthony Anderson, how can we say this about Tomlin, though, when he's never had a losing season and he has been to 2 Super Bowls? He has 1 ring. Guys, I just can't see Tomlin being our problem. Anthony, here's the thing with it, man, and I respect your comment, and you're not wrong with what you're saying, but here's the thing. Mike Tomlin has never won anything with a team that he built. His early success was off a team that was already in place. Again, he got the keys handed to him of a Ferrari. That team was built to win Super Bowls, and it was a winner. And they had a franchise quarterback, young in his career, handed to Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin, though, once that team phased out, once that core group of guys went away, even with a franchise quarterback like Ben Roethlisberger that was still performing at an amazing level, that was lighting things up. I remember 6 touchdown pass games more than once. Ben was at an All-Pro Hall of Fame level at that time. He was still unable to construct and build a team in which they went out there and were able to compete. Once that team was gone from Bill Cowher, Mike Tomlin has not been able to do anything. And again, that's the reason people are had enough right now with Mike Tomlin. That's why people are so on this fire Mike Tomlin shit. And again, I thought he could have started to change by now. But he is the true definition of insanity. He is an insane human being. Why? Because he continually does the same things without adjustments. And that's the problem with Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin had such early success and didn't have to really work for anything as a head coach at the beginning of his career. Again, he was handed the keys of an amazing football team, an amazing roster, a winning football team. And he didn't have to go through that grind to figure out how to build a team like that. And that's where I think Mike's ego got the best of him. I'm Mike Tomlin. I won early. I was the youngest coach at the time to win a Super Bowl. I'm Mike T. I'm that shit. And I think that's where Mike went astray. And I think that it got him, man. The success bug bit him in the ass. And now his ego's so damn big, he's unable. He's not capable of changing. And that is the problem, Anthony, that I see with Mike Tomlin and why the Steelers got to get rid of him. That's the real truth, guys. And we're not going to sit here, and I'm not going to apologize for what I say. And I see what Anthony's saying. I see what all of you are saying. Well, not all of you. Some of you are saying. And you're not wrong. You're not wrong. And that's just where we're at right now, guys. And again, I'm sure Mike's the guy that you want to go out with and you'd laugh your ass off doing shots at the bar, drinking, having a good time, telling war stories, just cutting it up, doing it up, man, as a friend. I'm sure he's that dude. But, man, football-wise, right now, he's just lost the grip. And I think he needs to go somewhere new to find it. I do. I think he lost that edge. You know what I mean? You talk about boxers with that edge. And you hear Mike talk about it in his press conference. Prepare with an edge. I think he lost that edge. And I think maybe some new scenery would maybe help him out a little bit. And maybe let him find that. And the Steelers can refine that. And again, I may be wrong. You guys may be wrong with some of you that are wondering why. And I may be wrong with giving the answer that I'm giving. But that's what it is. Anthony Tomlin won his championship. Yeah. Doug P. Here we go again. It's Texas versus Chiefs and the refs total BS calls going on. Let's check that score of the Chiefs and Texans game, my friends. Let me get that for you. Right now, guys, you are at 10-13 remaining in the fourth quarter right now, 20-12. 20-12, the Kansas City Chiefs are on top in that ball game in the divisional round of the playoffs here at Arrowhead Stadium as the Kansas City Chiefs are on a quest to three-peat. We'll see how that all transpires, and maybe C.J. Stroud can throw some magic out there and get the Texans in some position to maybe possibly win. Robert Road, it would be hilarious if the Houston Texans beat the old Texans, as in Dallas, Texans, who moved to Kansas City and became the Chiefs. I didn't know that, man. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good history comment there. I didn't know that. Zach Curry, when money is on the line, you get refs doing the worst way possible. Yeah, money changes a lot of shit. It does. Anthony Anderson, yeah, I understand that too, but honestly, not trying to start racist war, but I'm black, so I'll forever fight for a black coach. And guys, Tomlin is great, but do we think he's only being targeted as a bad because of his race? Is what you're saying, Anthony? And I agree, and I think you should do that. I think as a black man, you should promote other black men to be successful and to be in positions of authority and of success. I think that that's right. I don't think you're wrong in that aspect. Not at all. But again, we got to look at every variable. And here on this show, at least here at this show, we don't see that here. I'm only seeing the performance and what has transpired and how the career has flowed, the highs, the lows. That's what I'm looking at. And I mean, I'm not going to say, he's not been fired because he's black, but, the Patriots went out there and they fired a coach that won, 6 Lombardi trophies for them. You know what I mean? Or how many ever? 5, 6 Lombardis for them. They had no bones about firing a guy like that, So what makes Mike Tomlin immune? You know what I mean? There's two sides to that coin, too. But I don't think that should come into play at all. I think that should be something that's not even looked at. And I agree with what the Rooneys did at the time with the Rooney Rule, because I don't think there was enough diversity. But I think that there is something with that Rooney Rule that's wrong now. I think that rule should be done away with now. Why? Because I think that we are in a more inclusive environment in our society and around the world. And I don't think that rule needs to be in place. I think now, hopefully, where we are as a society is that we are at a place to where the best person, no matter what, gets that job. The best person to interview for that job gets it, period. It is what it is, regardless of skin tone or whatever, I don't buy into that anymore. I think that's how we should be anymore. That's what I think we should be now, rather. But maybe you're right. Maybe it does play some role into it. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't. Hopefully not is what I'm saying, though. The Tomlin tree is a single sapling. No branches, no growth, just sickly. No, our coaching staff is going nowhere. That's another thing that is troublesome downtown. I agree with that. No doubt about it. There is no branches off the Tomlin coaching tree. Now, I don't put a lot of stock into that because I could frankly care less if, he breeds other big-time coaches, helps them grow. I don't care, but it does make you wonder that, nobody under his tutelage has, progressed throughout their career to become a head coach or to go on to bigger and better things. It does make you wonder one thing, one part of it. Is he micromanaging? Is he putting his hands into the cookie jar too much around his special groups, his offense, his defense, whatever. Anthony says, Coach, because of the color of his skin and not really his performance overall. Oh, that was part of your other comment. No, I think we answered that one pretty good. I got what you were saying. Definitely, Anthony. Yeah, man. You hope it's not the thing, man. You really do. You just hope that we're not there. You hope not. Zach Curry, I wasn't on the fire / trade Tomlin train until this playoff loss. One and done is trash. We want a champ. Yeah, man, I really had high hopes this season. If you go back and watch some of our content from the summer, I was just really adamant about the belief that Mike Tomlin was going to change and the belief that things were going to be different and that things were just definitely starting to look different the way things were feeling with the moves that they were making, the way that they were handling their business. I was starting to really be hopeful that things were changing, but I think I was wrong, and I don't see a guy that can change in Mike Tomlin anymore. That's the problem. JCJR714, I respect the Steelers, but they don't want to pay the players. That's not true either. They have some significant salaries on their roster. They've been at many points throughout the history of the franchise. AB at the one time was the highest paid wide receiver playing for the Steelers. Ben Roethlisberger had one of the most significant contracts of his day when he was able to re-sign and get a new deal. So, yeah, I don't believe that. I believe they pay players that means something, that have good character. I hope that that's the way they go with that. TJ Watt was paid astronomical money. Minka Fitzpatrick was paid astronomical money. Cam Hayward was given a very hefty sack of change. Definite money spread around that franchise, no doubt about it. But where I feel like they don't spend money is in free agency, and I think that may be where they need to loosen up their pocketbooks a little bit. Troy says, I'm black. He's terrible. Has nothing to do with color. Yeah, I don't think Anthony was saying that it did. I think Anthony was just asking the question. You know what I mean? I don't think anybody should bash Anthony for that. And again, I just think it's hopefully not a thing. But again, it's a touchy subject, guys. It's a subject that's very, very difficult to talk about. But you know what? I'm willing to talk about anything because you need to have those uncomfortable conversations sometimes, whether you like it or not. And I don't think Anthony was insinuating anything. I think he was just asking the question, is this, though, what we're looking at, you know? And I don't think Anthony is, bitching about it either way with his comment. I see a lot of you commenting about that. Guys, I lost my place in there. I'm at Reed, Jacob Poole. That's what I'm hoping for. Lions versus Bills. MJ Washington, we want Fields. Regis Anderson, the Steelers let Coach T leave on his own terms. Hopefully this year we get rid of the DC. MJ, we want, don't spam the chat, MJ. Anthony Anderson, whoa, guys. Yeah, guys, don't beat up on Anthony for that. I don't think it was good. I think it was a good conversation piece, guys. Definitely was. I really do. And you know how I am, guys. I'd be the first to jump on somebody if I thought that they were trying to start some like a race baiting war or anything. And he was not doing that. Anthony was not doing that at all. Caden Football 26. If Mike Tomlin gets traded, what team do you think he'll go to? I don't think he's going to get traded. I wouldn't even have a clue, Caden. I wouldn't be able to tell you, buddy. Roberta Campbell, come on, Texans pull the win out today. But if I can only get one wish granted, I'd rather the Ravens not get to the Super Bowl. Yeah, I think this is the Bills' or the Bills' year. I really, really do. I don't know why. I just got that gut feeling. Josh Allen's a real deal. Jose Lopez, last year I was trying. This should be Tomlin's last chance. And he proved my feeling true. Everything you said about him, I agree with. Everybody loves parfait, but you get tired. Oh, parfaits, but you get tired of eating the same old. Absolutely, man. Absolutely, I agree. And that too, what Jose says there, sometimes that's the case, my friends. Sometimes relationships just grow stale. And sometimes you need change. You need new life brought in. You know what I mean? In sports, I believe that this is just what it is. You know, sometimes that just things come to a head, and a relationship just has to end. All right, guys, we're almost an hour into the show. I need 3 more of you to double tap that screen, hit that like button, send us out into that YouTube algorithm. It's a Saturday, so I'll go for a little bit longer than I normally do. So we'll try to catch up on some of the comments. I feel like I'm way behind, but we'll see how far behind I really am. Downtown Havian's forgotten about the Rooney Rule. MJ Washington, what else do you stream on? Nothing right now, MJ. I just stream on this vertical presentation to YouTube as we build our community here. We will eventually do that, but I would like to hit that 10,000 subscriber mark. I think I'd be comfortable doing a different stream then. But right now we're almost to 4,500. I want to hit that 10,000 mark. That's where I'd be comfortable, and I think we can do that by the time the Super Bowl's over. I definitely know we can hit 5,000 before the end of next week. So let's get to that 5,000 mark, and then we'll start doing some different things. I did try to go to a different platform there a few months back, and it just really, truly slowed down the growth of our channel here. It slowed us down in a big way. It was really discouraging. We were getting like 20 people on the stream, 30 people, and it was because we weren't getting put out there. You know, we just weren't getting that that clickbaity sent out there into the YouTube algorithm type thing. Now that we've changed up here, we've started to get back in that growth period again, and I'd like to keep it there for a while before we stream on other things. Andrew Cornell, did you see the trade of Watt, Pickens, and 2 first-rounders for Shedeur Sanders? Yeah, that one's crazy. That one would never happen. Yeah, that one's crazy. What's up, TD? Thank you for moderating, Sean, TD. I think I've seen Inger. Thank you to Challenger, Russ. All you guys that are moderators, again, I want to just thank you again. And again, all the moderators, I need you to email me at mikedropsports@yahoo.com. If you are a moderator, just email me to send me your email. Sean's the managing moderator now, and we're just going to put out exactly what we want to keep in the chat, what we don't. It's not like rules or anything. It's just a collective. And if you guys have any ideas, you can send them over in your email also. But we're going to just try to make up like a guideline of what we want to keep to make your job easier, because I'm very thankful that you do it, all of you. So I want to make it easier for you guys. So we're just going to try to figure out a set of guidelines, and then Sean can get an email out to all of you and kind of do it that way. I bet the lowest paid player is making more than the most people texting on this, and we have the highest paid defense. Yeah, absolutely, man. No shit. I do YouTube here, and I don't make shit. Actually, our revenues have went up a little bit, though, for sure. Not much, but it's better than none. I don't know how people live, though, off of YouTube. I don't. You would have to have millions of views to, like, live off of YouTube. You really would. I just don't see. YouTube takes such a large cut of it. Not only that, you're paying taxes on it too. You know what I mean? They take such a massive chunk, man. It's sad. I think, honestly, when I get super chats, I would prefer like to set up a Cash App or Venmo or something to where it's like easier. If you're going to give a super chat, I think that's the way we're going to start doing it, because, dude, if you give me like a $4.99 super chat on here, I might get like $1.99 of it. You know what I mean? That's like craziness. You know, YouTube shouldn't make that much money off of that shit. I should watch what I say, man. I pissed them off a while back, I think, because I commented on a political post, a political video, and like literally, dude, it was like they put me in YouTube jail. They didn't send me out anywhere. Get a D tackle in the first. Yeah, hey, Joseph's right. You need a true nose tackle, my friends. That is very important. That has to be done. If they don't get a true nose tackle really, really soon, I don't know what the fuck they're going to do. They got to have one. Get a young stud, dude. Somebody beastly. I feel like that's a position that you can get pretty easy. All right, guys, I'm going to start wrapping it up, man. I'm going to go get my kid from work and all that shit, too, here. So we're going to wrap it up. I'm going to go watch a little bit more football. Let's update that score one more time from the Chiefs and Texans game here real fast. 20-12, 7:42 left in the fourth quarter here. So still looking pretty decent for the Chiefs right now to advance. No, I didn't see it, man. I didn't see it, Jake. What's up, Mike Miller? Absolutely, guys. I appreciate. I know I didn't get to all the chat questions, and I know I missed some because the chat went a little screwy. But thank you for the great conversation pieces tonight, man. I really feel like we're getting a real awesome community in here that's talking sports, talking football each and every day. It's awesome. You guys are absolutely awesome. You're knowledgeable. You know what the hell you're talking about. And again, sometimes you got to have those tough conversations, and I appreciate Anthony giving his, and I do. I appreciate that, because those tough conversations have to be had. Those conversations about what reality is and what, the reality. And not this clickbait bullshit that we always get fed down our throats. We want to talk about the real shit. And I think that this is the place that's given that opportunity, man. This is the place that's, really, I think, going to be the leader in that category. I hope so, anyway. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us for another live stream. This is Steel City Live. If you didn't watch it live, you can watch it once it uploads. Shouldn't take long. And again, double tap that screen, hit that like button before you leave. And again, share the show to everybody. And if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe to Mike Drop Sports as we are on our quest to 10,000 so we can give that special giveaway. So make sure we're doing that. And until tomorrow, man. Tomorrow, yeah, we'll do a show tomorrow. It's the playoffs, so we'll see y'all tomorrow. And tomorrow's show, we're gonna strictly talk about the, well, not strictly. We'll still talk a little bit of Steelers, but we're gonna talk about the AFC playoff picture after some games here, and we're gonna talk about how this is all unfolding, and we're gonna talk about the teams that are still inside of the single elimination tournament, and go from there. So until then, till tomorrow night, I'm Jason. Actually, tomorrow afternoon we'll do a show because I have a basketball game at 7 for my youth team. So we'll do it about 3 o'clock. We'll do an afternoon blitz show. So until tomorrow, peace, my friends. Thank you. See you on the next one.